welcome back to another video. I'm so glad you're here. In today's video, I'm going to take you on a little tour of our property. As you can see behind me, we have a ton of tree branches. We had the California winter storms recently that wreaked a little havoc on our property, so we're in the process of kind of cleaning everything up. But we live on 2.5 acres on the central coast of California. Sorry if it's a little loud, our neighbors behind us are doing some construction work, but we're about 2 miles from the beach. We have a beautiful mix of country living and coastal living, and we just love it here. But we are doing a ton of remodeling projects and things around the house right now, so I've wanted to kind of share that with you guys and also include some old photos of the property, how it looked before we bought it, and kind of some progress that we've made. Behind me over here, we have 50 mature, amazing avocado trees. We absolutely love our avocados. They are amazing, organic, and they are delicious. So I thought I would take you guys down there, do a little bit of a tour for that. I also thought it would be fun to talk about our solar panel unit. I thought it would be fun to talk about the Tesla power walls we recently just put in. You guys, my home workout studio and my YouTube studio. I also wanted to show you guys the skate bowl that we have, the ramp we have, and kind of our ideas for the future. So if that sounds good to you, grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's get into it. So first things first, let's take a little walk down to the avocado trees. I'll show you guys my home studio. Okay, I thought it would be fun to take you guys down and check out the avocado trees. And while we're doing that, I'll show you the land. I'll show you the amazing land. So there's a lot of little areas over here that we have a lot of little spaces, lots of usable land and lots of ideas. So kind of over in this corner over here, we have just a lot of like ice plants and just kind of like random trees and things like that. So we thought about trying to start building more of a garden over here, adding some little places to sit. We do like to host a lot of outdoor events and things like that. So just be fun for people to have little areas and little spots to go and sit and have a beer, have some coffee, have some tea. And then this little area right here is how I walk down to my studio each morning. Do you follow my vlogs? You've probably seen this pathway. It's very rustic right now, but we're in the process of rebuilding this, maybe doing some concrete steps, we're not quite sure. And then once again over here, we just have a lot of ice plants and things that have just grown very wild. So a lot of landscaping needs to be done. All right, so we're just gonna walk very carefully. I always say very carefully because if you see here, the real rules, we have a bag of concrete since one of our steps broke. So I'm gonna step very carefully on that. There's a lot of trees on the property. When we go back up, I'll talk a little bit more about what happened during the California winter storms part 2, because we did have a little damage last year, but not quite as bad as this year. Okay, so we're coming down to my home studio, and I'm gonna insert some footage of us actually building this studio. This was 2020. So this deck was not here. We actually had this deck built when we fixed up this shack. So let's go ahead and step up onto the deck here. A little bit of damage was done from the storms. I need to do some cleanup, but nothing too major over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and step back a little bit and show you guys. This is my YouTube / home studio. I am down here every single day. This is one of my favorite places to be. So it's a little bit further down on our property. This was actually called Grandpa's Shack prior to us redoing it. It was falling apart, but we thought, you know what, let's go ahead and remake this into a beautiful space where I can film. We like to host a lot, like I said, on this deck over here. So it's just a really great spot. Gets a lot of sunshine, and it looks out into the avocado trees over here. Just a beautiful, gorgeous view. We absolutely love it. So I'm really glad that we decided to put this deck up. We're gonna stain the deck. We did like one coat last year, but we didn't finish it. So we're gonna stain the deck, get a couple, maybe like a pizza oven. We're thinking about getting a couple new barbecues out here and just really making it a fun, inviting area. So still a lot of work to do, but all in all, we're pretty happy with it. So let's go ahead and take a look in my studio here. I want you to keep in mind that it's very, very messy. I should have cleaned it before I decided to do this tour. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on the light. Okay, so in this studio, I have a whole bunch of stuff in here. This is like my reselling area. I do a lot of reselling. I have added in here this beautiful chandelier. This was one of the things I really wanted. I love it. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm always filming stuff in here. Over in the corner, Christmas tree needs to go away. So this is like what a typical day looks like for me. I'm always down here just like filming things for my Instagram. So if you don't follow me, it's Body by Jenny 1. I share a lot of daily fitness content over there, and I would love to have you subscribe. And this is just like a perfect studio, as I mentioned, to film my classes, do a little bit of private training here and there, and then also do a lot of sit-down chit-chats for YouTube. This is a creative space that I love so very much. It's good size. I sometimes hold private trainings and bar classes in here. So I'm just so grateful and thankful to have this space. And once again, I'll insert some footage of building this in 2020. I did a little screen grab here just to kind of show you guys what it looked like prior to us redoing it. And it was even worse than this. I can't find the original footage. It's somewhere on my camera somewhere. But this is even like after doing a lot of work to it. So we hired 2 guys that my husband knew through skateboarding, and they worked their butts off to make it just so nice. And they did it so quickly. I couldn't have asked for a better job. And then also, if you guys notice down there, there's no deck. No deck at all. And then no flooring in there. And we put up all the siding. We actually ordered the bars, the ballet bars. I don't even think I showed you guys the bars. But yeah, we had some bars put up, and we still need to finish mirrors though. All right, so over here, once again, everything's very messy from the storms. This is, like I said, this is the real. This is our country living. So we have upgraded recently our water tank. So when we initially moved in, there was like a smaller water tank. We knew that we would have to upgrade it. When we got this water tank, it was actually in 2020, and we were quite surprised at how much the prices had gone up, because initially, at like the end of 2019, they were a lot cheaper. So we ended up having to pay a little bit more, but very, very worth it. We are pretty much self-sustainable with the water tank, with the solar panels I'm going to show you guys in a little bit, and also the Tesla power walls. Here, coming down from the top, the storm did some damage. We have a little bit of a river starting to run through here, but that does take you down to the avocado trees. So we're getting ready to get some estimates on the road. Ideally, because my husband and son are skateboarders, the skate bowl is over there. We were thinking it'd be really cool to start adding some concrete. So making this like a long, skatable concrete drive that could go, I don't know, could go all the way down. How fun would that be? So that's kind of something that we're thinking about doing. But let me take you guys over here and show you what we started with the skate bowl. So a lot of people think we're crazy or that we're good parents. I don't know, but we actually started this skate bowl, very large skate bowl. Let me zoom out a little bit to show you guys. This was custom built, and this is actually called the Broken Bottle Bowl. And as I mentioned, we have a lot of events and stuff out here, so a lot of people come and skate it. We're getting ready to build out on this a little bit more. So if you see over here, there's like a little hip that's going to be concrete. And then let me show you guys up here as a really fun little area that has a lot of potential. So we were thinking about doing some seating over here, kind of in nature and in the trees, and just really building this out and just making it super unique. Like, just makes you feel like you're in the forest or you're camping. So much potential. And then even walking back here, there's a whole bunch of other ideas and spaces and just things that we can do. So gorgeous over here. It's a great place to put like a little table. Once again, have a beer, have some coffee, chill out, relax, and be in nature. Okay, so then over here, we have the ramp. Now, this guy got resheeted about 1.5 years ago, and we did build some little railings on the side just to keep it safe. I love the top of this down here. I will often come down there and sit, you know, hang out, read a magazine, be in nature. It's absolutely wonderful. We still have some ideas of building some things out down there. Once again, maybe adding some landscaping or some concrete. We're not quite sure, but we're gonna hopefully get to a lot of that this year. So let's go ahead and walk down. Sorry if I'm out of breath, you guys, but walking these hills is a wonderful workout. Okay, so we're gonna go very carefully down this path. And I'm just using my iPhone today. I just was like, you know what? I woke up and thought it was a great day to kind of just show you guys the property. I'm getting really excited about all the projects. Oh, I have to stop here. Okay, so this tree, I need to back up because you're not gonna believe the size of this tree. Okay, up, 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 all the way up. If anybody knows what kind of tree this is, please let me know. So if you see the direction of this, if it were to fall, that ramp would probably be toast. So we are actually calling a tree service out to come and let us know what to do with this guy. It's absolutely beautiful. And I think my favorite thing about this tree is we have like a little owl family and they're always up there and I can see them like just hanging out, being adorable, being cute. Sometimes I even see them when I'm working out in my studio. So I don't want to get rid of the tree. I just want to make sure it's healthy and maybe top it, because if it gets too big, like I mentioned, bye-bye ramp, and that would be really sad. Let me turn around. So this is more of like a view of my home studio right here. So you can see the deck a little bit better. Still so much potential, tons of things we can do. Carefully walking down. Old trampoline, need to get rid of the trampoline. In my head, I have visions of like maybe putting one of those in-ground trampolines out here in the future. So that might be something to think about. My son's getting a little bit older, but surprisingly, a lot of the skateboarders that come over, they like to jump on the trampoline to warm up. They like to have fun. So I just think that'd be a neat feature. Before I walk away from it, there's like an old basketball. Let me zoom in a little. There's like an old basketball hoop right there. So I also like to play basketball, and I thought it would be fun just to make a little concrete area over there, just like a little half court, fix that basketball hoop or get a new one in there and just have another little zone or area for people to hang out. Okay, so coming down here, we are walking into the avocados. It is so green and so lush right now because of all the rain. And it's absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my favorite walks to take. Oftentimes I'll put on my ankle weights and I'll just do like a little morning walk out here with my coffee and really just, like I said, enjoy nature. My dogs love it. So we're coming down. It's gonna take us a little bit to get to it, but we do have 50 mature avocado trees and we have a variety of avocados down here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert some footage. I don't know if I'm gonna go all the way down there. There's a lot of trees on the property that we do need to get looked at. This one probably needs to be trimmed. This guy sadly is not coming back, so we probably need to do something about that. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw in some footage from my Instagram. Actually, last time we went and picked avocados, we try to go down at least once a week. Right now, we are getting so many avocados. I think the last time we picked, we had over 100 avocados. The goal is to, at some point, start to sell these avocados, but we're not quite there yet. Just like such a neat, beautiful area. And as I mentioned, my dogs are just so happy. They love being out here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and walk back up the hill. And I'm gonna show you guys our solar panels and I'm gonna show you the Tesla Powerwalls. It all kind of just like magically worked out. I'll explain to you more about that in just a minute. Back up the hill. I'm not looking at the camera intentionally because I don't want to fall in one of these like little potholes. Show you guys a little bit more of the work we've done to the house. Oh my gosh, you guys, trash can behind me. This is such a casual video, but I just thought I would show like the real and the stuff that's going on at the property. I would just take a little breather right here before I go back up the hill and show you guys the solar panels. So we do have a private driveway. The issue with that is that it's not paved, it's not done right now. So we do share it with another neighbor, and then we also, coming into that private driveway, it's a little bit hard to explain, but and there's a couple other neighbors that share that. So we need to have it redone terribly, and the more bad weather we have, the worse it gets, but we kind of need to get everybody on board to do that. So hopefully in the future we can get all the neighbors on board and we can make that a little bit smoother. It doesn't need to be concrete, of course. It can be nice paving, or it can be base rock, or just something. If I get a chance, maybe I'll walk up there and show you guys kind of what's going on with it. But it definitely has some damage from the storms and the rain and all of that. All right, we're back up. So I thought it was important to talk about this concrete slab. Okay, so we had this custom concrete slab done. It doesn't look super impressive, but the reason why we had it done like this is because we wanted everything to be skatable. So if you look over here, we created a skatable flower bed, if you will, with a couple different like transitions going up and over, and it's very smooth concrete. The same guy who did the bowl did the concrete for us. Very dirty right now, but so yeah. So let's take a walk this way and I'll show you. So this is just like a nice little narrow area, and we are building onto this. So this is not like a complete finished situation. And then over here, you can skate up and down this little, whatever you call that, transition. Okay, so then moving on here, this whole area, front area, is gonna be concrete. Come in from the drive, and then you're gonna have this whole area concrete and skatable. And then up there on the roof, we have a pretty massive solar unit with a ton of microinverters and very powerful solar unit. I did a whole video on this, so I will also insert that into the description box if you want to watch that. And then behind here, we have 2 Tesla power walls. So we have one there, and then we also have one behind here. Okay, so those are just nice to have. We are generating so much energy, and we have so many credits coming back from PG&E each month. This was definitely one of our big investments when we purchased the home, but it was definitely one of the best investments, especially with, like I mentioned, all of the California storms we've been having, and it just seems like each year they get progressively worse. This big tree right here, beautiful, beautiful tree, but that's the tree that actually broke off and went over into this area, this part of our house, created a big hole in the roof. We have since fixed it. Luckily, no solar panels were damaged, and luckily nobody was injured, but we need to do something about this guy. Not sure what we're gonna do. Maybe just top it, trim it up, but he is definitely leaning over the house and it's a little scary. So I thought this was fun. So this was actually left here. This is a Massey Ferguson, and it is a very old one. My husband still drives this. He loves this thing. I want to show you how beat up it is, because he actually fell off the side of the hill in this thing about 2 years ago. Thank goodness he was not injured severely. Just a little bit of blood, and the tractor rolled. By the grace of God, he was okay. It actually landed into my studio. Studio was okay, just a little bit of damage, but we're sticking with the Massey Ferguson. He loves it. We have our trailer attached to it right now because we're just throwing all of our junk in there, getting ready to take it down to the dump. But yeah, anyways, this is a neat little centerpiece as you drive up to our house, and it actually works. And yeah, my husband loves it. So I thought I would show you guys that. And once again, just, you know, it was left here. So it was like pretty cool. There was a lot of neat things. So this actually used to be a bottle dump, a glass bottle dump. I'm not really sure, but as you go through our property, you can find the most amazing, like, old glass bottles. So we've been collecting them for quite a while. It's just a neat little piece of history here with the property. If you look up there, that's our private drive in, and that is also getting ready to be paved, hopefully very soon this year. So to purchase the house, it was actually this weird light blue color. I'm going to insert a picture. So this is the original color. It was like, I think it was originally maybe like a darker blue that could kind of faded, but we didn't like it. So we painted it all white, and we're going to add some shutters. And we painted it white. We're going to put some black shutters on it. So I'd love to have you guys subscribe. I don't know what the timeline is of all of this work that we're going to be doing, but I would love to have you stick around. I share a lot of fun content, not just home remodel stuff, but a lot of fitness classes, a lot of motivation, and I would just love to have you. Okay, so I wanted to walk over here too, because this is something that we are going to be working on at some point. I don't know if we're getting to it this year or not, but look at this amazing view over here. So we had planted some trees back here the first year that we moved in, and they love this super sunny spot. Thinking about maybe just putting more concrete back here and just getting some like little seating areas and places for people to hang out, because this is one of the most beautiful views right here, aside from the avocados. This guy's in the way, but up and over that hill is actually the beach. So once again, you get that coastal living, that nice little breeze in the morning, a little bit of fog, and then you also get that kind of like country ranch style living. Some horses back there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little. Yeah, there's the horses. And we just feel very lucky to have this area. Over here, big mess, but let me just take you guys around here, and I'll insert some pictures too of what it looked like before. Once again, the storm wreaked some havoc, so don't judge us. But we actually had this spa put in, and we started building some privacy like screenings over here, putting up some lighting. This whole little area is going to get redone, probably with fresh concrete, because it just needs it. It's just definitely took a beating over the years. And then right over here, we just recently got rid of, we had a big storage container that we had when we bought the house. And so we just kind of moved everything over here, and we're going to find some homes for it. Just do some deep decluttering, just things that we have carried with us for so long. So this is going to have a major transformation very, very soon. But one thing that's really cool is having this spa, turning on the lights at night, and then just having this beautiful view over here. It's one of my most favorite places, and I just see such a vision for this. If you have any ideas of what you would do with this space, comment below. What would you do with this area? Give us some ideas and let us know. To the kitchen, we're obviously in a complete remodel of this area right now, so some of the floors are pulled up. We just added this brand new pantry. I did a couple videos about this, but this space was not here before. And my husband actually just created a nice big, like it's not even doing it justice, but very big pantry in here with just a lot of space, some wood flooring, and it really just helped out a lot, especially because we are going through an entire remodel. In the video here, you guys, I'm getting pretty hungry, a little bit sunburned, and I'm just gonna take a little lunch break, but do subscribe because I am gonna be taking you guys on all of our projects this year. As I mentioned, I don't quite know the timeline. I don't quite know the budget at this point, but I know that we can't stop. We're gonna keep working. We're motivated. We wanna make 2024 the best year. Our son is actually 15 this year, which is so mind-blowing to me. And I love just having these videos, especially of the property, so that maybe one day when this property is his, he can look back on it and see all of the hard work that we did and hopefully appreciate it. So anyways, you guys, I'm gonna say bye for now. Love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.